Hi everyone, it's Kristen with Generation Acres Farm. We are back in the kitchen today for another video. This video is all about how to set up and use the Ankarsrum mixer. So I've been using the Ankarsrum mixer for about a year and a half now. It is my favorite kitchen tool. Well, maybe second favorite. My grain mill is my first favorite. And then I would say this is my second favorite tool in the kitchen. We use it for everything from bread doughs to cake batters to whipping up cream and egg whites. It is such a versatile kitchen tool, but there's a little bit of a learning curve that goes along with it. So I'm gonna be sharing with you my favorite tips and tricks for getting the best bread dough and kneading and how to use all the parts and pieces of the Ankarsrum mixer in this video. If you didn't know, my brand new cookbook called Everyday Whole Grains is available now in printed and digital copies. In this book, I've compiled over 70 of our very favorite recipes, and it's not only breads. So I've included things like breakfast, lunch, dinner, desserts, things like that, and all of them feature freshly milled flours. So if you're into fresh milled baking, or maybe you're just getting started, I highly recommend that you grab one of these books from our shop. I'll have a link in the description box down below. So the Ankarsrum mixer was created, invented, designed in Sweden in around 1940, somewhere in there. Around 1990, it was introduced into the United States. This machine is so powerful and so well designed. I have just been so impressed by its capabilities and the way that it mixes and kneads the doughs and cookies and all kinds of stuff. It is definitely the most utilized tool in my kitchen. So just to give you a brief overview of it. So the mixer comes with this beautiful large 7-quart, I believe it is, stainless steel bowl. It also comes with a dough roller, which is what I have on right now. So here's the dough roller attachment, and then I think they call this the dough knife, but it's just like a scraper basically that goes along the side of the bowl and scrapes the dough for you. It also comes with this lid, which I have found to be quite handy. When I am done kneading the dough, I can rise the dough right in this bowl just by putting the lid on, just like this. You can also put the lid on this way if you have a really large batch of dough, and so it doesn't get all stuck around the edges up there. The lid has been really handy. It locks in the warmth in the dough, and the dough doesn't dry out. It rises super quickly. I love that about it. It also comes with a dough hook, which strangely enough, I've never used because I haven't seen a reason to use it yet. If I do use it, I'll update and let you guys know. But so far, the dough roller and the scraper is all I need for all kinds of dough that I've done, more higher hydration doughs and stiffer doughs like bagels and things like that. The dough roller and the scraper work just fine for those things. The mixer also comes with this plastic mixing bowl and this whisk attachment. You can switch out the little whisks for this attachment, which would be more for like thicker batters like cookies and things like that. This works beautifully as well. We love it to mix up cake batters, or like I mentioned, like whipping up egg whites or whipped cream and that sort of a thing. Some neat features about the Ankarsrum mixer that I haven't mentioned yet is the arm that is able to be moved. So this arm flexes toward the center of the bowl and back again. It also has the ability to be locked in place. So you can move it forward and then spin this little dial on the back and hold it in place, which is perfect for kneading the dough, which we'll get to in just a minute. There is a wide range of speeds on here for mixing, and then there's also a built-in timer, which I think is really cool too. So I'm gonna briefly touch on mixing up cake batters and cookie doughs, but that's a much simpler process, so I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on that, but I did wanna point out a couple things that Ankarsrum actually told me about the best ways to utilize these attachments here. Take this bowl off, and then just show you how the plastic bowl goes on. So this little piece is what attaches the plastic bowl to the mixer top. So you just place that right in there and then set this on top until it kind of nests, just like that. And then this little piece just goes right on the top and it spins around. This piece spins around, you know, to mix the dough. So what I was told is that this is for very lightweight mixing. So things like egg whites, whipping cream, things like that. Nothing with a lot of density. If you make something like a cookie dough with this whisk attachment, it's gonna be too hard on it. It's not gonna work properly, and possibly you might even break it. So if you're doing something that's a little bit thicker, like a cake batter or a cookie batter, you wanna put these attachments on, which it's super simple to change them out. You just pop them out just like this and slide it on just like that. And then it just goes right on the top. Of course, you would want the matching piece on there. Super self-explanatory, very similar to like a KitchenAid or whatever. There's all the different speeds that you can use as needed for your batter recipes. All right, so let's move into making dough and kneading dough in the Ankarsrum mixer, because that is something that I get asked about the very most. So we're just gonna start by placing the stainless steel bowl right on the base. And you'll notice it'll kind of lock in place. So you might notice that it's kind of sitting high, and then if you rotate it, it'll sit down in place. And like I said before, I just use the dough roller and the scraper. So I'm just gonna put the scraper on, just like that. And then really simple to put the dough roller on, you just push the arm in and then press this little pin down and stick it just like that. And then for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just gonna be using water and flour. So when you're mixing with your Ankarsrum mixer, you want to put your liquids in first. So what I would do is put in things like olive oil, honey, water. I would even add my salt in there. I always add my salt with my warm water when I'm making a bread dough. Any liquids like that, you wanna go ahead and add those in first and get the dough roller kind of mixing it, and then the flour comes next. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my water. And then I'm gonna show you, I'm just gonna turn it on the lowest setting. You can see that the bowl actually spins, which is really neat. And if you had other ingredients in here, like salt and honey and things like that, and they're not fully incorporating, all I do is just press this arm in, and it'll gather those ingredients, and then it'll get them all incorporated and mixed in. So I just go back and forth for the first little bit. And I'm gonna start adding in my flour. And again, I just push this arm in to gather the flour that's in the middle, and you'll see that it'll start to come together. I'm gonna add more flour. Useful the dough scraper is, keeping the sides of the bowl fairly clean. So the dough is starting to come together. And when I pull the arm in from this side, you can see that the dough kind of follows it. And that's how I know that we have added enough flour at this point. But this is not a bread making tutorial, but I just want to show you kind of what it looks like when it's time to move on to kneading. So what I'm going to do is, I already turned it down to its lowest setting. I'm going to go ahead and set the timer on here for about 8 minutes. And I'm gonna watch the dough for a little bit. If the arm starts jerking in like this, then I'm going to place the arm just slightly off the edge of the bowl and lock it in just like that. Let me turn this off for a second so you can hear me. We want the dough to be pressing up against the edges of the bowl. We want the bowl edge to be here and then the roller to be here, and we want that dough to be gently pressed up against it. That's what is kneading the dough. So you definitely want that to happen. However, you do not want the arm to be jerking like that. It'll do that, and if you've used one before, you've probably experienced it. And so that's just the dough being really bulky and trying to fit behind the roller, in between the roller and the edge of the bowl, and it's bumping it, bumping it, bumping it like that. So if that starts to happen, you want to lock your arm in away from the side of the bowl, but you don't want it to be all the way to the middle. You still want a little pressure on that dough, so just off the edge, just like that, and let's see if that helps. I think that's just about perfect. You can see it's pressing the dough. Actually, I'm gonna bring it in just a little bit. I feel like it could press the dough a little bit harder. It's okay if it moves the arm a little bit, just like that. You just don't want it to be a really jerky motion. That means something is not quite right. So once I have figured out where the arm needs to be based on the dough that I'm making and all those things that I just told you, I'll go ahead and turn the timer on for usually about 8 minutes. And I can walk away and go do other things. If I hear it making any funny noises, I'll come back, and maybe the arm might need to be adjusted a little bit, maybe a little bit in, maybe a little bit out, just to make sure that the dough roller is pressing up against the dough and, you know, actually kneading the dough. So I typically knead the dough between 8 and 10 minutes. And then I'll do the window pane test, which I have explained in past videos. So if you want to check those out, you can. I'll link them in the description box down below. It's basically where you take a bit of the dough and start to spread it out gently. And you want to be able to see light through your dough without it breaking really easily. And that's how you know that the gluten has been developed properly and it's ready to move on to its first rise. So I hope that this video helped you to understand just a little bit more about how the Ankarsrum mixer works. If you have questions that I did not address in this video, I would love to hear from you. You can put them in the comments down below and I'll make another video addressing those specific questions. So you can meet me down in the comments. I do my very best to respond to every single one. And I'll start gathering your questions for another Ankarsrum video if that is something that would be helpful to you and if you guys have more questions that need answered. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope it was helpful and I will see you in the next one. Bye.